Ever wondered what it's like to live in a mega mansion? I'm sure we've all fantasized and dreamed about living the luxurious life in a beautiful and expensive home. Problem is, most of us can't afford it. But what if luck intervenes and offers you a wildly extravagant castle-like home for a cheap price? Hold your horses. Before you start taking out your checkbooks, you might want to start asking some questions regarding these houses. From scary, haunted mansions to imperious-looking castles, we're taking you for a tour at some of the most incredible mansions no one wants to buy for any price. Number 1. The $0 Home. Starting off our list with a treat for those bargain hunters out there. In 2019, a house in Jordan, Minnesota was listed on Craigslist for only $0. People in the area were astonished to learn that the house was being sold literally for free. But there's a catch, obviously, behind this awesome deal. The house belonged to Barb Koechlin, who inherited the property from her grandmother Gail. The house was abandoned even when it was owned by Gail, and in 2002, the elderly woman made a surprising decision to move the house from the middle of town to the side of the highway. It's unknown why the elderly woman made this decision, but nevertheless, the house remained unoccupied even after it was relocated. That was until 2017 when the property fell into the hands of her granddaughter Barb. The house's interior design isn't that great, but it's not bad at all, considering no one has been living there for 15 years. Initially, Barb planned to renovate the property into a two-story apartment complex, but the Jordan City Planning Committee did not agree with this idea. In order to turn the property into an apartment, the owner would need to provide a parking space for the residents. But the land surrounding the property was for commercial use only, meaning that the residents of the house would have to apply to change the land zoning law, which would be an incredibly long and expensive process. Later then, Barb was given an ultimatum by the local government. She either has to move the house or the house would be demolished. So then, she came up with the bright idea to sell the house for $0 so the new owners can take care of the process of moving it. Moving a house doesn't come cheaply. It costs as much as $200,000 to move a house to a new location. Plus the cost of renovating the house, which amounts to around $150,000. So you won't really be getting the house for free. But it can still be considered as a bargain, as houses in Jordan, Minnesota cost around $400,000. It's just gonna take a great deal of work, and are you brave enough to take on the project? That is the question. Number 2. Anne Starrett Mansion. This next house on our list has a long story behind it. Located in Port Townsend, Washington, the Anne Starrett Mansion was an act of love built by George Starrett for his wife Anne in 1899. The property has 11 bedrooms and 9 bathrooms set over 2 stories. Aside from the mansion's design, which focuses on the Gothic and stick architectural style, what's really eye-catching about this house is the 8-sided dove tower at the mansion's entrance that covers and embellishes a spiral staircase. On the mansion's ceiling is a solar calendar, which represents the 4 seasons. In 1986, the Starrett's caretakers bought the house and turned it into a boutique hotel. But in 2009, the couple decided to put the Starrett Mansion on the market. Unfortunately, ever since then, no buyers were interested in buying this beautiful mansion. Now I know what you may be thinking. This house sounds great, with its rustic look and spacious interior, but why doesn't anyone want to buy it? Well, according to the locals, the Starrett Mansion is haunted by its previous residents, including George and Anne Starrett. It is also alleged that the family nanny keeps a close eye on the staff, and some even reported that they've had negative interactions with these spirits. Ghost hunting aside, this beautiful mansion with an interesting past is currently listed at $1.5 million, which is actually considered as a bargain. For those adrenaline junkies out there looking for an adventure, try checking this one out. Now let's move on to number 3. Foreclosing Fortress. Living in a big castle like the prince and princesses we see on TV seemed extraordinary. It seemed like castles like that only exist in fairy tales. But this next house on our list is a literal castle that looks like it came from a Disney movie. Built by Christopher Mark, the castle is based on the fairy castles in his daughter's storybook. The castle includes a moat and a tower that stands over 120 feet. The property is tucked in a 70-acre woodland. There are 9 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms, all of which are suitable for royalty. It also consists of 12 fireplaces and wooden doors, which would take you back to the medieval period. A fairy tale castle such as this one would make you think that hundreds of buyers are itching to own it. But the property has been listed on the market for 8 years now, and no one seems to want to buy it. I wonder why. It seems that the asking price for this marvelous castle is a whopping $60 million. If that's not enough to keep you on the edge about this property, apparently what goes on inside the castle is a horror for future homeowners as well. In 2008, it was reported that the owner Christopher Mark used the property for a suspicious modeling agency. Some stated that they listed women for hire for $125 from the castle. After this news broke out, a few scandals regarding Christopher's personal life followed. He went through a very public divorce, and it was even reported that he kicked out his new girlfriend with their child from the property. The basement of the castle was also built for pole dancing and other dark activities. It turns out that this seemingly innocent-looking house had a strange and unsettling feeling. Knowing its secrets now, would you be still willing to move in? For those of you bargain hunters out there, do any of the houses in our mansion tour interest you so far? Investing in a new home can be considered as stressful and a tedious task. Renovating a home and even dealing with an evil spirit living in your house will definitely be a challenge. Let us know about your dream home in the comments down below. And before we proceed with the rest of the video, please do consider subscribing to the channel so we can bring you more content like this one. Now let's get on with the rest of the video, so be sure to watch until the end. Number 4. $1,000 Home. There's nothing more satisfying than doing a home makeover and having to see the results of your hard work. But this next house on our list will make you question just how much work is too much. In 2020, this house in Syracuse, New York was listed in the market for just $1,000. The house includes a 3-bedroom and 2 baths, perfect for a small family. But hold on, here's a catch. Regardless of its enticing exterior, the property is completely abandoned and the inside is in shambles. This 2,056 square foot house was built in 1890 and it has arched rooms and elaborate plastered ceilings, which takes you back to the early 19th century. Anyone who is willing to take on renovating this house will undergo a full reconstruction amounting in around $200,000. The average house in Syracuse costs around $150,000, meaning obtaining this $1,000 home might not be a smart investment. Number 5. Peterson's Folly. Ever wanted to live in a tower? Are you not afraid of heights? Then you might be interested in this last property we have for you. Located in Hampshire, England, this staggering 220 feet house was built in the 1880s by a wealthy landowner, Andrew Turton Peterson. He claimed that a renowned 17th century architect, Sir Christopher Wren, instructed him to build a large tower, and he happily obliged. The house was used as a decoration in the 18th and 19th century for people to look at. The building was then purchased by Paul Atkins, who bought it for only $5,000 and renovated part of the property. He then turned the tower into a boutique hotel with each bedroom making over a whole floor. In 2016, he then put the building on the market for $2.5 million. It was described that the property was a 4-bed detached house with 320 steps. The tower has also been struck by lightning a couple times, which could consider this building as a hazard rather than a home. It is no wonder they're having a hard time looking for a buyer for the place. Aside from the high asking price and the possibility of the tower getting hit by lightning, can you imagine going up and down those stairs every day? Ish, I can't. Well, that's it for this video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed our mansion tour. Out of all the mansions we showed you, which one would you definitely not move into? Let us know in the comment section down below, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. We'll see you on the next video. Also, check out these videos we have for you on the screen right now.